the Crypto Saving Expert Daily News Show, where we talk about the latest cryptocurrency news and take a look at the markets so that we all know exactly what is happening. My name is Jess, and today is a very exciting day for the team of Crypto Saving Expert because our website is going live. So let's take a look at the website all together now and see how it looks. This is the website in dark mode, and we have it in light mode as well. It is cryptosavingexpert.com. Make sure to check it out. We have the latest news. We have guides on decentralized exchanges, centralized exchanges, wallets, tax, crypto cards, stay safe, networks, metaverse, and the encyclopedia as well. And if you want to learn about some words within the cryptocurrency dictionary and you want to hear my voice a little bit more during your day, you can watch all of these videos that I've been creating and you can hear my description of all these technical words in the cryptocurrency space for those that are new to the industry. We also have some very exciting courses here as well. If you want to learn more about how the course section works, then make sure to press this play button here and you can hear me once again. And then we can take a look at some cryptocurrency courses we have within the website. We've got so many. If you are just new to the space wanting to get some beginner courses, that Crypto 101 section should have you covered. We cover every single thing from the beginner level and build that up within the course. And then we have some other courses here as well, but the more courses are going to be added indefinitely. We've got loads behind the scene already that we are just doing our final touches on, so they can be added into the site. So we're just going to expand and expand and expand and get bigger and bigger and bigger. So the website is looking very, very good right now. As I said, this is dark mode. We could also see it in light mode as well. You can just change it with this button here. But if we take a look over at the markets, we don't need to use CoinMarketCap anymore because we have our own website we can take a look at. So here you can see the trending, the gainers and the losers for the day. Let's take a look at the top coins right now. Though we have Bitcoin sat at $22,856 and we have Ethereum sat at $1,630. Before we start on this though, Richard has just said the quizzes on the website don't work properly on desktop but are fine on phone. Now this is something that we've been testing a lot on the website right now. It should be working. We have been doing a lot of user interface but if it's not working and you have Telegram, please send any errors that you find within the site. We are still in the early stages. We are going to see some things that can be improved upon. I have a Telegram app here that you can message with some issues if you do find some, and that is at CSE website issues. I'll just put that in the chat. If you are able to message them on Telegram and let them know, they will be able to sort that out for us and get that onto the development team so they can fix any issues. But the website is looking very good in my opinion. I'm very, very excited to share it with you all. Let me check that was 100% correct. Website issues. Yeah, perfect. Oh no, I've just put a T in there. Ignore the T. Let me try that again. It is at CSE website issues. So that is the at on Telegram. If you find any things within the site that need to be changed or improved, just send a DM to that at and they will be able to sort it out for us. That I'll share that on the screen for just a second. That is the at on Telegram. Taking a look now though, we have Bitcoin that has come down a little bit over the weekend. We've seen Ethereum at 1,632. We have seen that CME gap open. Let's take a look on TradingView on what's happening. We haven't pulled that up yet for today's stream. Let's see if we go to Bitcoin USDT. Hamzak is saying, website is 100 out of 10. Loved it. Thank you very much. And he's also said earlier in today's stream, trying to complete the course of Crypto 101 halfway there. Yeah, the Crypto 101 courses are brilliant and we're going to add more videos to those courses as well. So you can have the option of both text, speech and video in all of those courses to help you learn in the best way possible. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart now though on TradingView. I mean, we could have also taken a look at it. Where are we? In here, if we click on Bitcoin within the website, you can see the TradingView chart pulls up for us already. If we take a look at the 1 hour chart and we look at what happened on Friday was the 3rd, we can see if we can draw a line. I've not actually tested this out properly. This is quite exciting. Can we draw lines on this chart? I don't think we can just yet. Let's move over to TradingView so we can do this quickly. We have a level of support that we were holding last week at currently, let's zoom in a little bit. We have that at $22,533. That's the level I am looking at right now. We do have a CME gap that has formed. So from Friday, let's pull this up on the horizontal chart. Where are we? On Friday at 10 p.m, we will have seen the CME gap open. So that will have been at exactly $23,380, meaning we have a magnet up to that price point acting on the price of Bitcoin right now, meaning that we could be in for a $500 pump within the next couple of days. The CME gap does act like a magnet for Bitcoin. We do also have one down at $20,000 though, and we have one up at $28,000. So if we hold this level of support, I'll be feeling pretty positive. If we do break through that support, then we may be in for a little bit of a move to the downside. I know a lot of people are there's two completely separate sides on the cryptocurrency markets right now. Some people are incredibly bullish, some people are incredibly bearish, and I do believe that there are that group of people in the middle that have entered these long positions, FOMO'd into their trades a little late because they didn't buy the dip, and they will have weak hands. If the price starts to move to the downside, a lot of people will jump ship from being in that bullish party to being in that super bearish party and sell a load of their tokens immediately. So that is what I'm being cautious of right now. If we do start to break support to move to the downside, we may have some weak hands in the market. But that's just my opinion. Obviously, nothing here is financial advice. We are strictly meant to stay to the news here and talk facts only, but that's just my little opinion. We can take a look over on the website. Please make sure to go and check it out. And also, while you're over there, make sure to go and sign up. We can share that today as well. Let me change my screen. Let me remove the screen that we have on shared right now. Let's get another screen up on showing today. Very quickly, where are we looking? We are looking here. When you go onto the Crypto Saving Expert site, it looks something like this. All you need to do is press sign up and enter your first name, last name, email, and a password. And you can also consent to receiving our newsletters every single Tuesday morning. We send out a newsletter recapping the latest week in cryptocurrency, giving you some more general information, taking a look at the latest news. So you'll be able to stay up to date with everything that is happening. Now, let's go back to sharing the screen about the news, because we have a lot of news to discuss in today's stream. If we move past Crypto Saving Expert going live, which is the biggest piece of news of the week, we also have some news that has come out over the weekend to discuss. So let's get straight into that. First, we have 4 men control 86% of Tether holdings. So Tether launched back in 2014, and there has been a huge amount of accusations since then about the security of USDT and the backing of USDT. There's been a lot of audits of the company, whether they can show that they have those assets to back the token. So USDT, as we all know, is a stable coin. It's meant to be backed 1-to-1 and pegged 1-to-1 with the dollar. And they had on their balance sheet to show their reserves, they had some things that weren't 100% transparent and weren't 100% believable for a period of time, and many people didn't believe that they actually had those funds, so that if everybody did want to transfer the USDT into US dollar, we weren't all sure that they could actually provide that. But now we have heard from the Wall Street Journal. They have claimed that 4 men have controlled an estimated 86% of Tether holdings for several years. Now, the 2 men that first incorporated Tether in the British Virgin Islands in September during 2014, the first one of them left the company, and one has been its CFO ever since. Now, one has developed Bitfinex and owned roughly 43% of Tether in 2018, and the CEO of both Bitfinex and Tether, and the general counsel of both firms, each owned 15% of Tether in 2018. So we're seeing they hold a huge amount of circulating supply. Now, for a token like USDT, as long as it's backed 1-to-1, it doesn't really matter who owns the amount of the circulating supply. We do usually see with other cryptocurrencies, if a huge amount of the supply is owned by a single person, that means they can dump a huge amount on the market and dump the price of that asset. With USDT, if it is backed 1-to-1 with the dollar, then it should be fine. It just means that they could sell all of their USDT for USD and take a huge amount of reserves, but if it's backed 1-to-1, it's fine. If it's not backed 1-to-1 and they do dump a huge amount of their tokens, if 86% of USDT gets dumped and they take 86% of the actual reserves that they have behind the company. It could mean the other holders are left with the part of the company that is not reserved 1-to-1. But they do say that it's back to 1-to-1, and they're trying to be more transparent with the project. Hopefully it is, because the USDT collapsing would be a huge problem for the cryptocurrency industry. Just an interesting thing to point out here for the first article in today's video. Hamzak is saying, should add voice read too, like the Medium? Yes, that is something that will be implemented into the site. It is implemented already in some parts of the website. I can show you here. If we go to courses and we take a look at one of these, I believe there will be a section. Let's check out this. Let me expand this a little bit so we can see a little bit clearer. Here I am. In some of these articles, there will be a voice display in these, I believe, and maybe they are on other articles. They should be actually within the guides. Maybe it was in the guides. We need to check. I'll speak to the team about this after. There is some of these articles are already on. I believe some of these news ones as well should have them in. But we are still working on that, and I will make sure to mention that after today's stream. Moving on to the next article here. Before we get on to the next article, please make sure to like today's video and subscribe and press the bell notification button, and make sure to go over to the website and sign up for Crypto Saving Expert so you can get access to those courses. They are completely free. The whole website is completely free to use. We are trying to educate the industry as much as possible so we can see that adoption. Cryptocurrency is often seen as this scary thing that people don't have the time to get invested in and understand enough to invest into different projects. But we are making that step easy. We're making it easy for beginners to get into the cryptocurrency space. And we are pushing that adoption and education onto new users. And for those that have been in the space for a while as well, we're for both beginners and people that have been in the space a while, educating everybody, providing those sources all in one place. And that is the most important thing. We are a one-stop crypto shop. So if you want to get involved, please make sure to go over to the website at cryptosavingexpert.com and sign up over there. Let's talk about this next article here. We have CZ reveals he spends a lot of time on Twitter, doesn't watch TV nor listen to music. Now, there's not too much to say about this article. It's just interesting to discuss. I don't spend that much time watching the telly either. Twitter is a complete rabbit hole. You can spend absolutely hours on Twitter. Twitter is by far one of my favorite social media platforms. Now, it has been for a very long time. All the other platforms don't seem to have the same sense of humor. But moving on now to the next article, we have crypto miner Marathon Digital makes first Bitcoin sale of $1,500. Now, for the first time, one of the largest cryptocurrency mining companies has sold some of its mined Bitcoin. So the Marathon CEO has said, with Bitcoin production increasing and becoming more consistent, we made the strategic decision to sell some of our Bitcoin as previously planned to cover some of our operating expenses and for general corporate purposes. Post-sale, Marathon still holds 11,418 Bitcoin in its reserve, of which approximately 8,090 are unrestricted as of January 31st this year. The company intends to sell some more coins this year to cover monthly operation costs, manage its treasury, and for other corporate reasons as per the release. So we see over and over again, cryptocurrency mining companies have a huge amount of hardware that they need to pay for that is extremely expensive. They also have to pay those electricity fees, and electricity costs have risen in the last couple of months, so this has made it incredibly more difficult for mining companies to stay afloat during this time. And because the price of Bitcoin has fallen when they're mining Bitcoin and getting that block reward, the profits they are making is smaller, and therefore it's harder to cover their expenses. So we've seen over the past couple of months many cryptocurrency mining companies selling their Bitcoin reserves to cover those expenses of the hardware and of the electricity costs. But Marathon have held on for a pretty long time and managed to benefit from that because they've managed to sell when we're sat up at, what are we at currently for Bitcoin? Let's take a look, $22,856 instead of those mining companies that were going bankrupt when we were sat at $16,000. And as we were saying at that time, holding on through this time, we're just at the peak of the pain right now. If we hold on through this time, the Bitcoin price is bound to move to the upside in the short term, and that is exactly what we have seen. Taking a look now at this article, Marathon Digital took some hits during last year's market chaos, but kept going. As with several other listed cryptocurrency miners, the company's shares reportedly tanked more than 90% in 2022, as with several other crypto listed miners. So, as I was saying, a cryptocurrency miner's profits come in Bitcoin. When Bitcoin's up, they're profiting more. When Bitcoin's down, they're profiting less. And therefore, cryptocurrency mining companies move pretty similar to the price of Bitcoin. When Bitcoin's moving up, cryptocurrency mining companies are moving up, and when Bitcoin's moving down, Bitcoin mining companies are moving down with it. Their profits are decreasing as Bitcoin prices decrease. So obviously their investors are going to have the same reaction. Now, taking a look at this, we've seen other companies file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in September. We've seen this throughout the bear market. We see this throughout every single bear market. But let's take a look now. Despite the headwinds, Marathon plans to grow its computing power from the current 11 exahash per second to 23 exahash per in mid-2023. So when Bitcoin miners are trying to mine Bitcoin, they're trying to complete a complex cryptographic puzzle as quickly as possible. The more electricity they can pump into this hardware, and the more powerful their hardware can become, the more likely they are to complete that complex cryptographic puzzle first, and therefore they are more likely to earn that block reward, bring in those profits, and improve the company. And they've said, we remain confident in our ability to scale Marathon into one of the largest and most energy efficient Bitcoin mining operations globally by installing approximately 23 exahashes of computer power near the middle of 2023. And Marathon is currently up 135% year to date following the recent increases in crypto prices. So we are seeing a huge move to the upside for many mining companies right now. As I said, it does follow Bitcoin closely. And that allows people in the traditional space that don't want to invest in Bitcoin, don't want to worry about securing their own cryptocurrencies and cold storage and whatsoever, to get exposure to the industry. Many people choose to invest in cryptocurrency mining projects or traditional financial assets that are related to cryptocurrency in some kind of way, instead of investing directly into cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. But we can move on to the next article now. But before we do, please make sure to like today's stream and press subscribe and hit that bell notification button as well. And make sure to comment down below, share the stream with your friends, share the website with your friends. It's so much better being able to read the news off the official website. We've had this in the works for over a year now. I've been working with the team for over a year when we've been building this website, and the team has grown a lot and it is looking very nice. It's just nice to have an actual product out in the market today. So let's move on to the next article now. If you are new here, make sure to go to cryptosavingexpert.com and sign up. You can sign up through a big button that appears here when you are logged out. And you can do that completely for free. You get access to our courses, to the market data, to our guides, and to the latest news in cryptocurrency that you can trust. Moving on to the next article here, we have Sri Lanka rejects Tim Draper's Bitcoin adoption proposal. So Sri Lanka's central bank governor has rejected Tim's Bitcoin adoption offer amid the ongoing economic crisis in the South Asian nation. So Draper met with the company's central bank governor on Wednesday during his visit to present the proposal. This came after the investor met the president on Tuesday with the same suggestion. And he said, I come to the central bank with decentralized currency. However, the central bank governor rejected his proposal, saying, we don't accept. Sri Lanka is currently facing an economic meltdown that started in 2019. The current crisis is the worst since the country's independence in 1948. Now, this crisis has led to an unprecedented level of inflation, food shortages, and increased prices of essential commodities. The economic hardship in the country stemmed from factors such as tax cuts, money creation, the 2019 Sri Lanka Easter bombings, and the impact of COVID-19 pandemic. In July 2022, President stated that Sri Lanka had entered talks as a bankrupt nation, but the country is in talks with international creditors about debt restructuring, aiming to get the International Monetary Fund to devise plans to revive its collapsed economy. Now, getting into cryptocurrency now, as we all know here, we've been in cryptocurrency through the worst of it in 2022. Isn't that better with time? But it is a big risk for a company like this. Draper, who kept trying during the meeting with the central bank governor, stated that he had little worries about Sri Lanka, and the financial crisis provided a window of opportunity to a country known as the corruption capital. He argued that Colorado could stave off graft by keeping perfect records after adopting Bitcoin. In response, the president said other technologies could effectively distribute financial services to foster inclusion and disperse electronic welfare payments, adding that a country without its own currency could not have monetary policy independence. And we don't want to make the crisis worse by introducing Bitcoin. Now, as we've said, a lot of people are scared away from cryptocurrency. It's this big thing, taboo word that people don't want to go into and research and see what it's about. It's a huge minefield to get into cryptocurrency. The level of education, free education out there is very minimal, so that is why we've created Crypto Saving Expert. The volatility scares a lot of people away, and trying to understand it is quite difficult, and that is what scares people away as well. So we can see here they are looking against the idea. We have seen El Salvador adopt Bitcoin as legal tender though, and it's performed not too well over the recent couple of months, but we expect they'll perform very, very well over the next couple of months. When the Bitcoin bull market is back, we're predicting that to come very, very shortly after the Bitcoin halving in May 2024. So we are all gearing up for that. The cryptocurrency markets are looking so much more exciting in 2023 than they were in 2022. 2022 was just down, down, and more down. And the news we were providing on this live stream every single day was, this has gone wrong, this has gone wrong. But since 2023 started, it's been brilliant. The news has been more positive. A lot of more people are tuning into these streams and getting back involved in cryptocurrency. So it's nice to see the markets in this upturn. Before we move on to the next article though, please make sure to like today's stream and subscribe and press that bell notification button to help us grow the channel as big as possible. We are trying to get to 100,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel, but more importantly, if you haven't signed up at cryptosavingexpert.com, make sure to go over to our website, which launched today officially, and press that big sign up button, and you can get access to the latest trustworthy cryptocurrency news, the latest cryptocurrency guides, the latest cryptocurrency courses that are completely free. We're not making a barrier for you to get into cryptocurrency. We want everybody to be able to get into cryptocurrency, whether they have a huge amount of money or not. Most cryptocurrency courses out there require you to pay money just to get access to them, and we didn't want to do that. So our courses are completely free, and we have the latest market data as well, which makes us a competitor to the likes of CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko. If we take a look over here, you can see the trending coins, the gainers and the losers of the day, and we can see the percentage changes for the last 24 hours, the last 7 days, and the latest prices that we have recorded here with the market caps. And we also, if you click on here, you can see the charts for these assets as well. We have the technical analysis for Bitcoin, which is currently signaling a buy opportunity, and we have the latest markets, and we have that data is loading, and we have the latest news as well. So you can see the latest news about the different assets that you are looking at. The website has everything you need, and we're just going to continue to grow it over and over again. This website is going to grow over the next couple of months so much. It is amazing how much we've built so far, but to think about how much it could change within 12 months time, because the team just keep coming out with more and more and more ideas. And then Martina Kai just says, do it, do it, do it, do it. So the website is just going to completely grow over the next 12 months. But as it stands, it is very, very impressive. We have that like mode as well for those that prefer that. But let's get back to the cryptocurrency news now. Where were we? We were here. The venture capitalist January funding overview. Jerome said, will there be a launch announcement on Twitter that we can retweet? Yes, there will be, and there will be an email going out to everybody today as well. So let's take a look at this. In January, there were 74 public crypto investments made by venture capitalists. The total of investments went up from the 50 made in December 2022, an increasement of 48% month over month. But due to the overall market conditions, VC's investments are still down yearly. Accordingly, Masari in January last year, VCs invested in 166 projects, and that's seen a 55% decrease. Solely infrastructure projects received about 30% of the total number of investments made by VCs to the various segments of the cryptocurrency industry in January, and about 4%, 14%, and 11% were accounted for by CeFi, DeFi, and NFTs or gaming. So the most significant investments made by total amounts of venture capitalists were, we've seen Ply Labs. You can see that all. You can read that all that information yourself, but you can see a bit more information about this in these news articles. We go very in depth here at Crypto Saving Expert, and we have all the information that you can trust. So make sure to go over to the website. I'm not going to stop saying that today. We have got this very exciting website, and I'm just pleased to see it all live. So I'm going to push all as much as possible. Taking a look at the next article, we have Bitcoin's golden cross hints at a push towards $25,000. and higher. So this is because we've seen that potential golden cross between the 50-day and the 200-day simple moving averages. So let's take a look at this quickly. Let's take a look at the charts. Let's go on to the daily chart because that is what this is discussing. If we take a look at the indicators, we want to see a simple moving average, and we want two of, that's one of those that have about 50 on the same one. That is not what I like to use. I like to use simple moving average. I've spelled that wrong, average. Let's pull up here. We have, let's do this one. This one will have and the 50, the 100, we'll take the 100 off there. Now let's auto this so we can see what's happening. This is the 200-day simple moving average, this purple line here. This is the 50-day simple moving average, this orange line here. And it looks like if we actually make these lines a little bit thinner so we can see what we are looking at, can we do that? No, we can't do that on this SMA, but you can see here that cross is pretty much taking place right now, and it's not just yet. If we zoom right in, they are just very, very close together. This is when we see the 50-day simple moving average cross above the 200-day simple moving average. So the simple moving averages, you can see these are the lines on the chart. At any point on these lines, because we're on the daily chart when we're looking at this, as you can see here, this is the 50-day simple moving average. So at any point on this line, it's showing the average of the last 50 days at their close prices of those days. Of the 200, sorry, that's the 200. And at any point on this line, it's showing the average price of the last 50 days. And when the 50 crosses above the 200, that is called the golden cross. And when the 50 crosses below the 200, that is called the death cross. Now you can see here we had a death cross back in January 2022. We also had one back in June 2021. We also had some back in the previous bear market as well. This is a pretty big bear market indicator when we see that death cross. But we also have the golden cross where we see the 50 cross over the purple. We can see here we had that golden cross back in May 2020, and then we saw that huge run to the upside where we got up to $64,000. Tim has just asked in the chat, I don't want to sound ungrateful, and I know it is just the launch, but any plans to have a portfolio tracking in Crypto Saving Expert? Yes, we have been discussing that in this morning's meeting. I'm not going to reveal any of the future features coming to Crypto Saving Expert because I don't think that's my place to do so. But that is very much on the cards and something that should be done within a short term. Would be good to get everything in one place rather than having 3 different apps. Tim, that is exactly what we are trying to do. We are trying to be the one-stop crypto shop and have everything on one platform. So any ideas like that, we have thought about that one and we have discussed that, but any more that you have, please make sure to drop them over to us. We have a Telegram channel at Crypto CSE website issues. If you see any issues on the website that needs to be resolved, obviously we have just launched today, so there are going to be some issues on there. Although we've done a huge amount of user testing, some will have slipped through the net, but we didn't want to hold out on the launch anymore. We just wanted to get the product out to the public. So any issues you see on the site, make sure to chuck them over to the Telegram at CSE website issues. Any ideas like that, we will continue growing on the site as quick as we possibly can. Thank you very much for that suggestion. Lee said, I just got here, when does it release? If you go over to cryptosavingexpert.com right now, you will be met with this page here. James said, it's okay, Jess, Jordan can't hold water. Neither can I. We both just tell all of the inner secrets. Let's take a look now at here. If you go to cryptosavingexpert.com, you can see this home page that we have here with the latest cryptocurrency news, the guides, the courses, and take a look at the markets. Then as you scroll down, they go into a whole lot more detail. One of my favorite sections of the site, obviously because I've been working very hard on it, is if you go over to guides and you go to encyclopedia, you can read about any of the technical words within cryptocurrency, all accompanied with a video of my face. So if you want to get understand any technical words that you're not sure of, make sure to check out the encyclopedia on the site. And obviously the rest of the team have been working very hard on some other stuff within here as well. We have some courses for some of your friends that may be beginners, or for yourselves that may be beginners, and you want to know a little bit more about cryptocurrency. I'd recommend the Crypto 101 courses. There's a huge amount of topics in here to begin. At the end of each chapter, there is a small quiz to make sure that you understand everything, to understand how all this dashboard works, understand how you can level up on these rockets and how you can get all of these boxes to be green. Just go over to here on the course's homepage and you'll be greeted with a video of me explaining that more in depth. So for those that aren't my biggest fans, I'm sorry, but you will be seeing a lot of my face on the site. Let's take a look now at the next article anyway. If you haven't already, make sure to go to cryptosavingexpert.com and sign up to the site. I will show you how to do that. Once again, let me quickly stop sharing my screen and check and get the other screen up for you. We need to go to this. I believe that is not the right one. We want to be looking at cryptosavingexpert.com. If you go to the Crypto Saving Expert homepage, there's this big blue button over here. Just press sign up and you can just put in your name and your email and create a password, and make sure to tick that box as well to get access to those weekly newsletters every single Tuesday, where we recap the latest week in cryptocurrency and give some general information as well to keep updating your knowledge so you can continue growing and becoming a crypto saving expert. Now, let's get back to the cryptocurrency news. Let me stop sharing that screen and pull us back to the news. We've been sidetracked a lot today just because I'm so excited about the launch. Let's take a look at the next article. Where were we? We were looking at the Bitcoin Golden Cross. We are potentially going to see that Golden Cross. One thing I would like to point out is a lot of people in cryptocurrency do discuss the Golden Cross and the Death Cross a lot. However, it doesn't always have immediate effect, and that is something I pointed out when we saw this death cross back over here. Now, actually, I think it was over here. We saw this death cross. We did see a move to the downside for a, where are we? Here. Where are we looking? The yellow one is the 50-day simple moving average. So we've seen this death cross twice in 2022. We saw a move to the downside immediately, and then we saw a slight rebound. Again, for this death cross over here, we saw a move to the downside immediately, and then we saw this rebound. So we may not see like a huge pump to the upside immediately because we've seen this golden cross similarly on the same token. But it is a bullish thing in the long term, and this is looking at the daily chart. So this is a long-term signal. This isn't a reason to enter your 100x leverage trades when you're looking at the 1 minute chart. This is a long-term signal. It's a bullish thing for the entire cryptocurrency industry in the long term, but I wouldn't use it when you're looking at your short-term trades. Just be careful. That is my opinion on the Golden Cross. It's not, it is a big indicator in the long term, but people seem to get very, very excited about it in the immediate short term whenever it happens within cryptocurrency. But moving on now to the next article, we have Celsius to release 94% of eligible users' assets during approved withdrawals. So the bankrupt crypto lender Celsius Network has disclosed that users eligible to withdraw their assets for custody and withhold accounts would access only 94% of their assets if they can cover the withdrawal fees. Now, 94% is incredibly high. James has just put in the chat, your background makes you look like Holly off Red Dwarf. Now, what is that? I don't know what that is. I'll have to take a look. I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but I'll check that out after today's stream. Celsius uses to receive 94% of assets. I'd say that's pretty high. I mean, we're seeing Mt. Gox that collapsed back in 2014, I believe. Then users still have not received any assets back, and we see that happen quite commonly. It takes a huge amount of time for users to get their funds back, and they never actually get full returned their 100% of their assets. 94%, I'd say, is considerably high. But that is a brilliant thing. Taking a look at this, we first reported that during Celsius's first bankruptcy hearing, the lender claimed ownership of almost 80% of customers' assets, citing its terms of use. And the terms of use stated that users of the company's custody and withhold pay programs retain the title of their assets, while those in earn and borrow programs had transferred their ownership to the company. Now, we do see over and over again, when in the terms of conditions, you have to be careful. We all say there's brilliant staking opportunities on this platform, on that platform, you can earn great interest. And we've seen during 2022 that a lot of those lending companies did go bankrupt, and lending does have its risks, and that was highlighted dramatically in 2022. But if you do look at the terms and conditions on many different cryptocurrency platforms, if you are staking and earning interest, it does have its downfalls. It has added risk, and you can see here those people that took on that added risk, whether they knew what they were doing so or not, have signed away their ownership to the company. So this is a great example to prove to always do your own research and make sure you are reading through everything before you move your assets into different centralized wallets. It's not going to be as safe if you're earning interest. That's pretty obvious. If we're taking a look at this, Hamzak has said we should see the launch of Crypto Saving Expert, would be awesome. We are launching today. It is very, very exciting. Thank you very much, Hamzak, Jerome, and everybody else in the chat. James that we see here, and Lee that we see here. That's just a couple of examples. Every single day, listening to the live streams and gaining as much cryptocurrency knowledge as possible. And this is important at this point in the markets, because the markets are beginning to grow, and the people that are around now will be able to make a huge amount of money in 2023 and 2024, fingers crossed, because the markets are just starting to look so much better. 2022 was unbearable. The bear market really got to us all, but it really is the light at the end of the tunnel, hopefully. Even if we go down and see some more lows, I'm sure a lot of people have made some very nice profits in January. Let's take a look now at this article. So the court is going to decide the distribution of the remaining 6%. So the filing stated that the court would determine the possibility of withdrawing the remaining 6% of assets. Whether and when eligible users are entitled to a distribution of the remaining 6% will be determined at a later date by the court. While Celsius proceeds with returning value to some of its customers, the firm is still under scrutiny for inappropriate operations in the months that led to its bankruptcy. Now, one bad thing about this is Celsius the main reason of using Celsius was for the interest rate. So a huge amount of the users did have their assets in their earn and borrow accounts, and therefore that is why they are able to make the other users whole by 94% was it? 94% of their assets. That is why they are able to refund those users so much, because a huge percent of their users weren't in that category and were unfortunately had transferred the ownership of their assets to the company. Now let's take a look over here. Let's take a look at the next article we have. Binance acquires troubled South Korean crypto exchange GoPax. So the major cryptocurrency exchange Binance has re-entered the South Korean market by acquiring a majority stake in troubled rival GoPax through its industry recovery initiative. So we've seen that Binance created an industry recovery initiative shortly after FTX collapsed, trying to support the industry and create opportunities for smaller companies. And now they have re-entered the South Korean market by acquiring a majority stake in troubled rival GoPax. So Binance are buying up many different companies within the cryptocurrency industry at these low prices. You have to remember, not just cryptocurrency have fallen, the prices of companies within cryptocurrency has fallen as well. So Binance are taking advantage of this. Since FTX's demise last year, Genesis's lending arm has faced liquidity issues affecting its product partners. The firm's CEO issued new loans to protect customers' assets due to problems with repayment requests, and Genesis eventually suspended payments. And since then, GoPax has been searching for a remedy, and Binance has stepped into place and solved that issue. So they've now re-entered the Korean cryptocurrency market as well. And we are going to see Binance grow over the next couple of months, I believe. All of this FUD about Binance that's happened during the bear market, it's just FUD, and I don't believe it's anything to worry about. But I also do always recommend to move your assets off centralized exchanges just to take away that risk. We've seen there with Celsius, those that were earning interest had signed up for the extra risk using centralized exchanges. You are taking on more risk, and you always have to be careful how you are securing your cryptocurrency and keeping that safe. Taking a look now, Chris just entered the chat. Thank you very much for everybody who has already liked today's video and subscribed and pressed the bell notification button. This is going to be an incredibly long one. I don't know how this is being so long. We are already on 40 minutes for today's stream. We're not even halfway through today's news. So we've got a lot more to discuss. Please make sure to like and subscribe to today's video and go onto the website and sign up over there as well. Blackworm has said he can't reset password on the website. Should I sign up again? that is something I would like to discuss. I will send that over to the team to make sure that we have that as an option on the site. Thank you very much for letting us know. It's little things like this that you didn't really realize is an issue until people are actually using the site. So I'll write that down, and I won't forget to ask that soon as I come off today's stream. Let's take a look at, Lee said, I reckon if Binance fell, it to be worse than the other collapses put together. It's so prominent in the space. I completely agree. If Binance fell, it would feel like the end of the world to me. It would be a big problem. That's not because I hold my assets on Binance. It's just because it is such a prominent figure in the space. Now, I don't believe it's going to happen. But then again, who suspected that FTX was going to collapse? So you do never know. In cryptocurrency, if Binance fell, it would be catastrophic for the industry. It would not be something we would like to see. Where can I find the Telegram link for CSE? I have put this in the chat. I will put it back on the screen now so that you can see it. It is this at here. If you send any issues to CSE website issues over on Telegram, we will get those issues sorted as quick as possible. Thank you very much for doing a little bit of user testing for us. If you see any issues with the site, just send them over to that at, and we will get that sorted. James is saying, Jess, you have feedback. Yes, any feedback, please send it to this at, and the team will get that fixed as soon as possible. Let's move on to the next piece of cryptocurrency news today, though, because I don't want to keep you all here too long. We have Tesla could break $200 on Musk being found not guilty of fraud over 420 tweets. So he tweeted, I'm considering taking Tesla private at $420, funding secured. And he was... where are we going? Investor and entrepreneur was found of fraud on Friday over his 2018 tweet of him considering taking Tesla private at $420 after securing funding. A 9-member jury in the San Francisco court took less than 90 minutes to come up with the verdict. Elon Musk simply posted a bad tweet. And he tweeted, thank goodness the wisdom of people has prevailed. I am deeply appreciative of the jury's unanimous finding of innocence in the Tesla 420 take private case. At the core of the lawsuit was whether Elon Musk was liable for losses incurred by Tesla shareholders after his initial August 2018 and follow-up tweets that implied that investor support was confirmed. And plaintiffs also argued that Elon Musk had lied about his plans for Tesla. However, Elon Musk, through his lawyers, argued that at the time, he thought he had secured a verbal commitment from Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund to take Tesla private. But Musk soon stopped this privatization plan after a discussion with small investors, which made him believe that Tesla, as a public company, was a better way forward. But now we're seeing here that obviously Elon has been proved to be not guilty. That is the verdict of this lawsuit. And we can now see that Tesla is performing well again within the markets. If we take a look at TradingView and see what is happening over there on the short term, take a look at the NASDAQ on the daily chart. We've seen a nice move to the upside in 2023, as with the rest of the markets. And in the last couple of days, we are seeing those green candles over there as well. James is saying I am having feedback on sound. Oh, sorry about that. I read that wrong. Hopefully it's not too bad. Brandon's saying no feedback here. That is something that I will check at the end of today's stream. Make sure that's okay. James is saying there's an echo. But let me know if anybody else. Jerome is saying there's no echo on his side either. That is something then, if it's not a problem for everybody, I will check at the end of today's stream and make sure everything's running smoothly, ready for tomorrow. But let's move on to the next article now. Thank you very much for letting me know. We have SBF's Emergent Fidelity, which owns $600 million in Robinhood shares, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The fate of 55.2 million Robinhood shares owned by SBF has been thrown into an uncharted territory as the business entity in Antigua that holds the assets has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The bankruptcy filing buys Emergent Fidelity Technologies and its liquidators in Antigua some time to figure out the company's options, if any, regarding its assets, including $20.7 million in cash. Technically, the 55.2 million Robinhood shares worth approximately $600 million at current market price, and the $20.7 million in cash was seized by the US Department of Justice as they constitute proceeds of potential crimes committed by SBF, but the bankruptcy could provide some wiggle room for emergent fidelity technologies regarding their fate. And the Robinhood shares were the subject of several ownership claims. We've seen that in recent weeks. Let's take a look at the next article we have about Sam Bankman-Fried. We have another one within today's video, and it is the FTX seeks return of donations to politicians by SBF. So in recent years, we've seen throughout articles since FTX collapsed that SBF was donating huge amounts of money to different politicians in the US, and FTX are now trying to recoup those donations so that they can have some liquid assets back towards the business. And the press release states, to the extent such payments are not returned voluntarily, the FTX debtors reserve the right to commence actions before the bankruptcy court to require the return of such payments, with interest accruing from the date any action is commenced. According to FTX debtors, estimate SBF and his associates donated as much as $93 million to politicians before the company went under in November, and about $40 million was reportedly donated to Democratic candidates and political action committees by Sam Bankman-Fried himself. So that is what we're seeing in the news right now about FTX. More news is coming out about that every single day. Every single time we think it's going to calm down a little bit, we hear a little bit more. Blackworm is saying password reset now working. Maybe because we only went live today. Yeah, I will check with the team why that was a little bit of an issue. But thank you very much for letting me know. That seems to be sorted. Let's take a look now at the next article. We have here, we've already seen this, Australia releases a token mapping consultation paper in preparation for future crypto regulation. Understanding the crypto ecosystem and maintaining a uniform and equitable approach to regulating crypto assets in Australia depends on token mapping. The token mapping, just published primarily, examines the areas where current regulation is applicable and paves the way for upcoming changes. This document provides an essential first step in the government's multi-stage reform program, which will build suitable regulatory frameworks and foster innovation. The paper also estimates that in the fiscal year of 2022, 1 million Australians will report crypto assets on their tax returns. When evaluated by purchasing power parity per capita, retail transactions through centralised exchanges in Australia rank 40th internationally in Bitcoin adoption. So we are seeing Bitcoin adoption significantly in Australia, and we're seeing how the governments react to that. We're seeing different governments step in within recent months about after FTX's collapse and try and regulate the space better, but we are seeing more adoption as well. We saw a huge amount of adoption in 2022. If we take a look at the new users, I think it was reported by Crypto.com, they'd seen a huge amount of new users in 2022, even though we had that huge fall in the prices of the assets. James is saying not my end for the feedback. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for letting me know anyway. And that is sort of thing that I do want to know about if it is my fault, because I don't want people tuning off the stream. If you are enjoying today's stream, please make sure to like it and subscribe it and press the bell notification button so that you don't miss any future live streams. We do these every single day at 10:30, coming to you with the latest cryptocurrency news on our brand spanking new website. And if you are enjoying them, please share them with your friends as well. And if you have only just tuned in, don't forget you can go over to cryptosavingexpert.com and sign up so you can get access to our brilliant, trustworthy news, guides, courses, and market data over there as well. We are going to become the website that you use for everything cryptocurrency, your one-stop shop, and we will have everything you need. And we are taking feedback as well so we can grow according to what our users want. We are listening closely to what people are asking for. Moving on to the next article, we have Charlie Munger and other critics haven't had the time to study Bitcoin, says Michael Saylor. During a recent interview with CNBC, he reiterated his belief in Bitcoin and opinioned his critics do not believe in the system because they have not studied it. This is what we've been discussing this morning. The amount of studying that is required for people to understand cryptocurrency, people get scared away because they think it's too difficult to understand. But really, we just need easy education, which is why I've made Crypto Saving Expert. We'll take a look at this. Earlier this week, Munger, the vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway and Warren Buffett's right-hand man, published an article in the Wall Street Journal where he classified cryptocurrencies as gambling contracts. Now, that is not something I agree with. I really don't like when people say that cryptocurrency is gambling. I'm not a full-time gambler for my job. I do conduct analysis and do that very well. Responding to a question about his take on his opinion, Saylor said his criticisms of crypto aren't totally off. There are 10,000 crypto tokens which are gambling, and I sympathize with him on that matter. But Charlie and other critics, the members of the Western elite, are continually prodded for an opinion on Bitcoin, and they haven't had the time to study it. Now, this is because Michael Saylor is a Bitcoin maximalist. He believes in Bitcoin and Bitcoin only. I like to look at the other altcoins as well. The altcoins do take more risk, but they do sometimes provide bigger rewards, and that is what really excites me about cryptocurrency. There are some great altcoins out there that have great use cases and have built a great foundation to improve on and disturb different industries within traditional markets as well. But Michael Saylor is a Bitcoin maximalist that believes that only Bitcoin will be around in a couple of years' time. In the long term, maybe that will be the case, who knows? But in the short term, these altcoins are looking pretty tasty to me, and they are something that I am investing in. Taking a look now at the final article for today's stream. We need to wrap this up soon. We've been live for 50 minutes on today's stream. Bitcoin launches free tax tool to help crypto traders navigate tax season. So we've seen them a lot helping their users. Now, tax is a huge another thing. So within cryptocurrency, we have people turning away from us because they're too scared. They don't understand it. They think it's too volatile. They don't understand it, and they don't want to research it because they don't think they're smart enough, and because they don't want to be involved in sorting their own taxes. And this is where Crypto Saving Expert steps in, because we make it easy for you to understand what cryptocurrency is. We also have some articles in there on how to understand how you will be taxed and how you can calculate your tax in the UK specifically, but will grow for other jurisdictions over the next couple of months. And we are creating that understanding for the volatile assets, which are more volatile than others, which are safer to invest in than others, and making that step into cryptocurrency so much easier. But we've seen Binance are making that easier as well, and they are creating a tool to help people with their taxes. So yeah, we are seeing adoption, and we are seeing it become easier and easier to transfer people from Web 2 to Web 3. We've discussed that a couple of times in recent streams. Getting people into the space is the next step for cryptocurrency. We want to see more and more adoption, as we've seen through 2022. We want this to continue, so we want to make that step to get into cryptocurrency as easy as possible, and we are seeing different companies step up to do that. But Crypto Saving Expert is at the front of that. We are making that website as simple as possible, completely free, and have all the information you need all in one place. So if you haven't already, please make sure to go to cryptosavingexpert.com. And if you've watched this whole stream and you've still not signed up, I don't know what you're doing. All you need to do is, when you're not signed up, you'll see a big blue button here. You'll press sign up, put in your name, your email address, and make sure to click that button so you get access to our newsletters every single Tuesday at 11 a.m. as well. But that is all from me for today. We can take a quick look back at the Bitcoin price and see what's happening over there. In fact, we can take a look over on cryptosavingexpert.com. I almost said CoinMarketCap, but no, we're on the new website. We can see Bitcoin is currently sat at $22,772. If we take a look at the technical analysis on the 4-hour chart, it is saying on the 4-hour chart, it's saying that we are in a sell place, but in a daily chart, it's signaling that we should be buying. So you can take a look at the different ones here. Blackworm is saying use Coinly. Yeah, there are other tax tools out there that you can use to help tax your cryptocurrencies in the correct way. There are many different platforms out there, but you have to use one. Make sure you read through all the terms and conditions and make sure that all your personal data is secure when you're giving them information like this. But there are many out there to choose from. Nothing specifically about Coinly. I've not done my research into Coinly, but just be careful when you're giving away so much information. Taking a look at this, we can see $22,770 for Bitcoin right now. We are still holding that level of support that we have on the 4-hour chart, which is sat at $22,550. If we break through that, then yes, we may see a move to the downside. We have a level of support of previous resistance that should act as a support at 21,650, again at 21,330, and again at 20,650. But do remember, we have that CME gap that formed over the weekend that is currently above us. If we look on the 4-hour chart, it will be around this point here at $23,400. We also have a CME gap down at $20,000, and we also have one up at $28,000, which are all acting like magnets for the Bitcoin price. So it's probably getting pulled everywhere right now. We are seeing volatility in the markets. But do you know what? We can't complain, because at the end of 2022, the volatility just wasn't there, and it was very, very boring. So we did ask for volatility, and that is exactly what we've got. So we are getting what we asked for. But that is all we have for today's stream. Now we're at the end of the stream. Please don't forget to go to cryptosavingexpert.com and press that big blue sign up button to get access to all of these fabulous things that we've been working on for over a year, and have that for completely for free. We've been working on this for a year, getting as much information together as possible, and we're just handing it to you completely for free. So make sure to sign up, press like on today's stream, and subscribe, and I will see you back here tomorrow at 10:30 with another video on the latest cryptocurrency news. Thank you very much for watching.